What's up, guys? Welcome back to YouTube. Today we're going to be going over a little bit of a fun deck I've been working on. If you like amazing rares, if you like Porygon, stick around for the video. It's going to be a fun one. If you haven't considered liking, subscribing, you're already this far, I really appreciate any support on the content. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I hope you guys enjoy it, and we're going to jump into the list. Here we are. It's amazing rare Porygon Z. It's one of those decks that you don't think too much about, and you're like, maybe this would be a fun idea, but it's all piloted, made possible by Porygon Z's crazy code ability that lets you attach energy as many times as you like from your hand to one of your Pokemon. We have 2 copies of Snorlax to draw cards in the early game, set up behind him. 1 copy of Yveltal. I know 5 energies is a lot of energies, but with Porygon, it makes it super easy to pull off, and you can knock your opponent's active out. 2 copies of Zamazenta, which lets you use Amazing Shield for 180, and no VMAX can take it back. So it's kind of an Eternatus counter, Pika-Rom counter, not really Pika-Rom, but like, yeah, Eternatus mostly. Reshiram does 270 and 62 itself, but the 270 is a pretty big number. It helps us deal with a lot of interesting decks. Shaymin Prism's in the deck. We can't attack with it, but it is free retreat for us. Raikou has amazing shot that sets up damage across the board for us with the snipe. We have bench barrier on Mew because obviously Rapid Strike Urshifu's pretty big right now in the format. Oricorio to draw cards. Zacian to use Amazing Sword and do 300 to anything really, because almost every deck has VMAXs in play. 2 copies of Communication, 4 copies of Quick Ball, 4 Candy, 2 copies of Boss's Orders, 4 copies of Erika's Hospitality. Everybody fills their bench, so we want to be drawing cards using that. 4 copies of Marnie, and here's where it gets fun, the energies. 4 copies of Aurora, because that does fit into every pile. We have 4 copies of Coating, because the Coating can be used on Zamazenta, can be used on Zacian, and can be used on Raikou, which is 3 of our 5 attackers. We have Hiding Energies, because we get the free retreat on simply Yveltal. And you can use it on Yveltal, you can use it on Reshiram, so it fills 2 of the boxes there, and I really like that. We have Speed Energy. This is a must, because even though it can only be used on 3 of our attackers, but Raikou means that we can draw some more cards. And then Stone Energy can be used on, not Yveltal, sorry, can be used on Zamazenta and nowhere else, but I do think Zamazenta is one of our primary attackers, so we're going to keep it that way. So without further ado, let's jump into a game so you guys can see how the deck works. I didn't have the most success with it, but it was really fun. I was winning some games here and there, stealing some games I shouldn't. If you guys watched me play against Little Dark Fury a couple weeks ago, I was able to steal a game there. But, yeah. The game plan is super simple. It's kind of like doing a puzzle game with the cards in your hand, because you have so many different options and so much different energy to attach to. So, this opening hand's pretty okay. We can use Erika to draw some more cards, but almost certainly we're going to have to probably get our good friend Snorlax here. Eternatus. This should be a good matchup on paper. So let's see if we can convert that. Tool Jammer. Interesting. He didn't attach for the turn, so he's probably got a pretty bad hand. Let's go ahead and get rid of 1 Erika's. Zamazentas are in the deck. Good to me. Let's take our 2 free cards. That's really good. Get the Hiding. Retreat for free. We're going to bench that anyway, just in case, you know, potentially we die. Also, something important to note, I don't actually have a way to retreat this guy, but we just assume that he's going to die like 90% of the time. Or like a Porygon gets brought up and killed in the carnage, I guess. So now Oricorio is down. It's a little bit of a doozy, I guess, to have him down, but hope we don't get one shot here by anything. But he is going to the VMAX, choosing not to Power Accelerator. His hand is either Omega dead or, yeah. So let's go ahead and get the Stone. I don't want to Marnie, but I think I have to, because I think the lower cards is better in case we hit Porygon Z pieces. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and Communication the Porygon back, grabbing ourselves the Z. Then I'm going to go ahead and quick ball the Marnie. Grabbing myself the second Zamazenta. Just to hedge my bets in case the first one dies. And we're going to go ahead and Gorman dice. Take 5 cards. We just need a rare candy here and some energies, and we're rolling. Hand looks good. We can attack with Zamazenta next turn. We can one-shot Eternatus. We're chilling. All we need is Eternatus to knock out Snorlax, and I'm pretty sure our opponent can do it. I believe in this guy. I mean, worst case, we just go attach, maybe split the energies, and then draw more cards. I'm not complaining about drawing more cards ever. Let's see what happens here. Our opponent's probably reading what Zamazenta does. A lot of people stop and they're like, what the fuck do your cards do? Which is, I think, very funny. But based on board position, we're definitely ahead. He can't kill both Porygons, which means even if he knocks out one Porygon, he's just going to pass. Okay. Let's go ahead and just attach Lightning. Candy here. Porygon here. Communication the Reshi back in. Get another Z. Go Hiding to the active. Aurora to this one. Discard the boss. And we'll draw 6 more cards. Now all we're looking for was 2 energy to retreat the active, and if he does now knock it out or go boss kill Zamazenta, then I can figure it out with the second Zamazenta, ideally. The best part is we can pretty much just like retreat for free here next turn. This guy stays on the board, unfortunately, but I think our opponent knows they have to kill the Snorlax active. But he just didn't. He's just going to come back up with Wheezing, it looks like. And poison my Zamazenta. Which is interesting. Gonna go ahead and Ascension. Okay. We'll just go ahead and pass. Next turn, we can attach Retreat, kill with Zamazenta. And it doesn't take damage from any VMAXs. So, the only thing that he can come up and go is so Severe Poison again. And at that point, we figure the game out. Our hand is pretty nuts. Because we have another Fighting and another Metal for Zom. Let's manually retreat. Amazing Shield. Now, Amazing Shield does make it so we're chilling for a turn. Looks like we've got a couple more pieces to play with. Big Charm. Oh, that does change the math. I'm 10 off now. Interesting. Dreadnought doesn't do anything for you, buddy. Sorry about that. Crazy Code 1 here. 1 here. 1 here. In case I get Guzma up or something. 2 here. Amazing Shield once again. And that's a concession. We can get one more game in, guys. So the deck works perfectly there without a hitch. Yeah, it took us a couple turns to draw cards and get set up, but I'm not complaining. We got there. The end result is to win. Eternatus is probably one of our best matchups. Even though he was playing Wheezing, which if he'd established earlier could have been a problem for us. But let's get this ball rolling. Always go first, I think. So this hand's like super unideal. Can anything save this hand? That's fine. 120 HP does mean a lot of things can knock us out turn 1. But we're hoping that kind of doesn't happen. Our opponent discarded a Marnie. Or Shifu. Okay. This matchup should be okay. What we have to do here is look for the Zam VMAX. Okay. Or not VMAX, Zam. And we can also use the Baby Zamazenta to force him into using the Rapid Strike Shifu Baby. And then eventually we can use Yveltal or something to clean up the game. Looks like a Strafe's going to come through. Research. Okay. Our opponent is now down 2 nets, so they can only use this 2 more times. I think it's too late for Snorlax. I'll still bench him. I don't want to get benched on Pokemon. So Snorlax comes down. Okay. This is fine with me, because we can grab Porygon. And I don't mind benching Raikou, because I can use a Speed Lightning next turn. That's okay with me. We get to draw some cards, chill out for a second. Looks like his hand might be dead. Okay, no. He's putting the research back on top. He's going to go ahead and research again. He's looking to obviously go double snipe, kill active Porygon or Porygon Raikou, which would not be great for us because we did not hit the Mew or a way to get the Mew. If he kills the active, it gives us a chance. No, he's splitting. So maybe he's going to go for the active. Maybe he's going to go for the active here, which would be completely okay with me because that means we can find Oricorio, draw some cards. Yeah, okay. Let's throw up this guy. Attach to draw 2. There's Mew. There's Marnie. So we need a lot of cards here. Oricorio is probably the prime card we need to start the turn. Cool. Okay, that's fine. Oricorio is really important here, so we can draw some cards. Porygon would be really good. Porygon 2 Energy. No. Okay. We'll go ahead and pass. That really sucks. We did get the Mew down, though. We did get an Erika's next turn, so as long as Porygon doesn't die, we should be okay. Mewtwo comes back down. Research on top. And then research into the research. Very, I guess, good use of that, but, yeah. Okay. Gale Thrust again. So, okay, here we are down 2 Auroras. So using, Mewtwo's not, or Zacian's not super ideal. So we're going to try to just go for the Yveltal play, right? So let's go ahead and attach the metal here. Well, Erika's for a full 6 before we do anything else. Nice. That's good. We're missing a couple of pieces still. That's fine. I'm not... Actually, I can't attack with that this turn. I think this is our best bet. And just make it so he can't attack back into me. If he finds boss on Porygon, that doesn't really change anything because I get the knockout on this. But I think this is our best line of play. And then next turn we go ahead and Marnie, give him a worse hand, and then go from there. So we're down to 1 Aurora Energy, which means we can't attack with Yveltal anymore for the game. So he's kind of a dead card on the bench. Boss the Mew. Okay. That's also expected. I think that's an expected play. So we're going to go ahead and Marnie and smack this. We're out of bosses on our end. Oh, we have 1. Okay. We'll go ahead and Marnie. I can still threaten this. Let's draw cards first. Dancer Tribute. What do we get? Okay. Very interesting hand. Last Aurora is in the deck. So I'm going to go ahead and set this guy up. Gonna put all the energies onto the board. It'll get a little bit daunting. Pretend like there's something there isn't. And hit. So if he gets another snipe turn, his ideal snipe turn is to boss and snipe the Zamazenta, which is causing him issues. But if he gets a snipe off, which he has a guaranteed snipe off this turn, he can just do it over 2 turns and win the game anyway, so I can't do anything about that. He should just attach to the active. Or I guess this kills me. What? Okay. So he just sets up checkmate. Because we got the ball rolling a bit slow, so. Is there anything we can do? Erika's for 6. Where there's a will, there's a way. Can we do anything? Amazing shield. And we know the game's over because he's going to come up with this guy and just attack us. That's the game. That's unfortunate, but the deck is good. I think it's a fun deck. If you guys like Amazing Rares, if you guys like Porygon, check out the deck. I hope you enjoyed it. Deck list is in the description below, as always. Leave a like, please subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting my content. Thank you for everything, as always. And I'll see you guys on Monday for a brand new full-length video and maybe some shorts in between.